Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this edition of One for the Fans, the podcast formerly known as The Splash. I'm sitting here, as always, with LTG.
Hi.
And back for the second week in a row, Justin Lane.
Hi, how are you? How you doing, everybody? Hi.
We're going to be talking about Gotham again tonight and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
The only
Yes.
two of our shows that have actually premiered as of yet. I think next week we're going to get Arrow and The Flash into the mix as well.
Constantine also?
I'm not sure when that comes out. I think that might come out in a couple.
We'll find out.
I can't wait for Constantine, as you know.
I'm excited for it, but
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. I've been advised by my attorney not to discuss Constantine with you guys, so we'll see what happens. What do you guys want to talk about first? Do you guys want to talk about Agents of
I kind of
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
want to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first.
Really?
This week.
Well, we started with Gotham last week. Let's mix
I just
it up.
don't think there's as much to talk about with Gotham.
Well, that was my point. That's
Oh,
why I was
there
going to
is.
say, let's just get rid of it while we have the opportunity.
I think there's plenty.
There is,
to
actually,
talk
yeah.
about.
That's a good point. There is a lot to talk about.
Gotham.
Whether that's positive
Yeah.
or
Let's
negative.
just, for the sake of mixing it up, though.
Okay.
Let's talk about Agents of
I'm
S.H.I.E.L.D.
agreeable.
All right.
The episode picks up right where episode 1 left off, with May in hot pursuit of the Absorbing Man.
Yeah.
I think overall the season has felt well-paced, a lot stronger out of the gate than season 1 was.
My one fear was alleviated. I had this feeling that May was going to go after him and then beat him up. And I was
Nah, that's not gonna
really
happen.
hoping that wasn't going to happen, because that would have put a bad taste in my
Would an
mouth.
Icer even hurt him? Couldn't he just absorb?
If he didn't, that's interesting. Depending on how his power works, we know that if he's ready, he can absorb it. But what if he's not ready?
Yeah.
Can he absorb something that's already introduced into his system?
Come on, guys. You know the answer to that.
Yeah.
You know from your Marvel. You know
Yeah.
from your handbook.
Yeah, but
He would have to. But what would happen if he absorbed?
but what version of absorbing are we getting?
Tetrodotoxin.
Is he in touch with his power fully yet?
Is he in touch with his what?
Power fully yet?
Is he in touch
Powerful?
With his powerful?
His power.
fully in touch with his power.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it seems like he.
I don't know,
It
but
seems
that's
like
an
he's-
episode I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Watch him get in touch with his powerful.
Maybe.
Sounds
Fully.
good. You can ditch those hospital pants again. That'd be great.
I don't mind him.
No, I think. Well, I don't think an Icer would know. He's Crusher Creel.
Yeah.
This guy fights Thor. I don't think
He
an
does,
Icer-
but he hasn't yet.
What do you mean he hasn't yet?
That's what I'm. That's what I was getting
in the
at.
cinematic universe.
May-
yeah.
maybe.
What
has.
point are we
don't know
reaching?
that he
Does he,
has it.
that's what I'm saying. Is he in tuned yet with his power? Has he fought Thor yet?
No.
We don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Is he seems like he's kind of figuring things out and having
That's
fun
true.
with it at first, and hasn't really mastered his ability yet.
Well, he had already been on the S.H.I.E.L.D. radar, right?
Yeah, he was
So-
on the index.
Yeah, I don't know. He's anyway. It doesn't matter. I honestly thought that the way he was taken out was kind of lame.
Yeah.
I didn't like the T-1000 going through the forms thing either. I didn't
yeah,
dig
well,
on that. But
I didn't really get why that was happening. I did like that Fitz did it through an old invention of his, and the scene that brought him to that realization was well acted.
Yeah, no. Listen, I have no problems with that element of it, and everything. But no, I enjoyed the Crusher Creel storyline a great deal. I felt like they rushed through to the end of it a
ending.
little bit quickly. I would like to see him be a. I mean, I know he's not gone, but I'd like to see him be a
he's
threat
just
for
in
more
stasis.
episodes. It was just two
Yeah,
episodes was
yeah.
a little bit too little, and then
Coulson alluded to the fact that he's not going to stay stoned forever.
Well, he's Talbot's fault, not problem now.
Yeah.
But the other thing about it that kind of I don't know, kind of rang weird with me was Sky really irritated me in this
Well,
episode.
that's not anything new.
No, but I've never been one of those people
Sky
who's
haters.
like, oh, Sky, I can't stand Sky, I can't stand Sky.
She was a lot easier to deal with in the first episode. I
Yeah,
thought.
what is with this? I've got this bone to pick with Coulson thing that's
Yeah.
really being overacted and
Yeah.
and
Something that developed in the 3 months that we didn't see.
But it's so forced. It
Yeah,
feels
it
very
does feel
very
very
forced,
forced.
and
it's coming from a place of concern.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but-
Well, maybe she gets that from Kyle MacLachlan.
I thought he was great, even in the little that he was in.
I'm gonna say something absolutely horrible right
No,
now. I
right.
really love Kyle MacLachlan, but I didn't notice his name at the beginning credits.
Oh yeah.
And I try not to see what's coming up, so I'm watching it, and this guy comes out, and I was like, "Man, that old dude looks a lot like Kyle MacLachlan." But
he
I'm
was
not-
on How I Met Your Mother for
I-
a while, so
I'm just really I'm really excited to see what they do with him.
yeah. I thought even in that one scene he was in, he kind of creeped me out.
Well,
already.
he's creepy.
Yeah.
It's interesting, because they're
Just a little that he had to work with there.
with all the I've been thinking about Kyle MacLachlan a lot, more than usually. No, but I've been thinking about him a lot
Weird.
because what's the name of this thing that David Tennant's doing?
Oh, Grace Point?
Grace Point, which is obviously it's Twin Peaks, but with Mulder and
Yeah.
Scully.
It's actually Broadchurch, which is a British series.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it's been just reminding me of the ramp up to Twin Peaks
Yeah.
so much. So I've been thinking about Kyle MacLachlan quite a
I
bit.
like Twin Peaks.
Yeah, well,
One of my
Twin
favorite
Peaks was a
shows.
groundbreaking series.
Yeah.
I mean, if Twin Peaks was on now, it would go like 6
Did
seasons.
you hear that they're teasing a comeback?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
David Lynch and Mark Frost just both tweeted this week about.
More David Duchovny and drag?
Hopefully not. Maybe more David.
You mean hopefully
Bowie.
not?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Maybe.
sorry guys. Back to
back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
AOS.
Mouse.
Yeah. Let's hear your thoughts, LTG. What do you think?
In terms of
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What did you like? What did you dislike?
Oh, well, I liked the Crusher Creel segment, like you guys were talking about. What I'm kind of interested right now is what we talked about last week. How it might be the whole thing with the obelisk, which really isn't an obelisk.
That's not an obelisk. I agree.
Yeah,
That there's this interesting theory with the Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
Since we know that in the comic verse there's a connection between the Kree and the Inhumans,
Right.
so it's not out of the question that could be both. But we were talking last week, and Justin, both of you guys actually said that you felt that.
Me?
Yeah, both of you, Justin and Justin, felt that Lucy Lawless's character was gonna die, and I said no.
Well, she was buried this week.
Well, she was, but we didn't see
But
the
well,
body.
Nick Fury and Coulson were both buried as well.
But they showed her in the body bag in her, whatever state she was in.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be along the lines of Inhumans that she's morphing?
That's like a cocoon state from the
Yeah.
Terrigen Mist. kind of thing?
I got a lot more from this week, especially when the waitress got whammied.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I got the sense that it was like I think Whitehall alluded to in the very first scene of the season, that it might hold the key to death itself.
Oh, is that what that text was about?
Yeah.
We thought it was.
We just thought you meant the A's.
Yeah, we thought because the A's got.
Oh no.
Like, oh, he's taking it bad.
Yeah. Oh boy.
that
You put me on suicide watch.
Yeah, we thought that was about the. the
No,
old
that was.
one.
I was watching the episode. Yeah, that was as I was watching, I just was struck with the thought that maybe that item it has something to do with that, especially when the waitress got touched. She looked like skeletal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing
Looking
that
at you.
struck me as kind of odd was that it affected her. Oh, sorry.
I didn't
It
get that
affected
either.
Her so quickly.
Yeah,
but
and it
maybe
did-
maybe he amplifies it in some way.
Or I thought that
Yeah.
she reached over and touched the thing because
She
he
did.
was punching Hunter
no,
later
she
in the
did.
episode.
She did
Okay,
touch
she
the thing.
touched the
on-
thing.
But the thing is, it affected her like
Super
quickly.
quick.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the idea is that his power amplified it or something.
Well, we know
Yeah.
with the Terrigen Mists that it doesn't always work out.
no, some of them.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
The reason I bring that up is because of this summer's big event was Infinity in the comics,
Right.
and at the very end of it, and I'm trying not to do any spoilers, but at the end of it, they were going to introduce more of the Inhumans, and one of the things that was happening is was that the Inhumans are going to try to come back down to Earth.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, I'm going to say this, so if you don't know or you haven't read Infinity yet and you don't know the end, now's the time to not listen. But he wants to
Do you want me to zero out your mic?
Black Bolt
Black
wants
Bolt.
to bring the mist down to Earth and spread the Terrigen
grant
Mist and bring
humanity.
the Inhuman onto Earth and multiply and make their base back down on Earth. So I was thinking maybe they're going off of that arc.
So now you guys are on board with my Inhumans theory?
Well, because it's like I was saying, it's so in line with the Kree. It's
I do know
they're
that they've
linked.
been wanting to make an Inhumans movie for a long time.
Yeah.
And the whole Inhumans comic series that they were doing several years ago was an attempt
Yeah.
to saturate.
And the new
Right.
it was called Inhumanity was the
Oh, that's the new event?
the recent
Oh, the
series
tie-in.
after Infinity. Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting.
I mean, I think it fits in with what they've been doing
Yeah.
as far as the direction they've been taking with the storyline. I think it just fits in very nicely. That being said, I think I'm fine with whatever direction they're going within the show, and I feel you guys are probably the same way. I mean, we're obviously biased because we're big Marvel fans, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
But I gotta say, and because I am the resident nitpicker, right? So I gotta say, Chloe Bennett's performance is really starting to get on my nerves, and she didn't bother me last season like she bothered
Oh,
everybody
really?
else.
She did.
That's
But
strange.
this new "I'm tough" Skye thing.
I'm hearing a lot of the opposite, actually.
Of
I
course
think
you
a lot
are,
of-
because
a
the
lot of
hoi polloi, because the wretched refuse that is the population
Yeah, everyone hated her
doesn't
last
hold
season.
things to my exacting standards. She just this whole, well, Coulson's under a lot of pressure. It's more than that. He's different. Something's wrong with it. Just calm the heck down, man. Like, just getting it up in
He's
his
got a lot of
face.
stuff to do, man.
She's getting in his face. I just don't buy it. It bothers me a little bit.
So, what did you think of? I mean, this was a very small thing, but when Coulson goes back to his wall, when he's scrawling
At the
on
end.
the wall, he takes off his shoes for some reason. Did anyone notice that?
Yeah, that was weird.
They gave a deliberate insert shot of him taking off his shoes, and then when he goes up to the wall, you see he's barefoot. Like, is that because he needs some kind of connection to whatever this consciousness is or something? If it is Kree, maybe it's the supreme intelligence that's speaking to him or something.
Yeah, but why?
The thing with the shoes, that's very odd. I hadn't thought about it.
Yeah, it is strange. Right?
I think I don't know.
Whedon tends to have, like, River on Firefly had that same thing when she was in Serenity, especially in the movie, when she was herself.
Yeah.
She was very connected to the ground, and she didn't wear shoes. And then when she would become like her assassin self, she would have shoes on.
Well, that's what is it? The Authority.
What's his name? Hawksmoor.
Hawksmoor, the Prince of Cities.
Yeah.
King of Cities, whatever. I don't know. It's really, his feet look like tire treads or something, right?
Yeah. He can adapt to
yeah.
whatever city environment.
But I don't know. I didn't even think about that. I thought I just put it down to Phil getting comfy, but maybe it's more of like a meditation kind of thing.
Yeah,
where it's just
he
a
has to go into a
relaxation thing.
trance or something.
But the revelation that May knows about it
That was cool.
was interesting, and that
Yeah.
she's been documenting it and photographing it.
Yeah.
That he's been fighting the episode.
There's going to be, I can already sense there's going to be a lot of Felinda this season. That's the shipper name for
Mhm.
Phil and Melinda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
That's fine. I like that.
I don't mind it. It's what was what about the preview revelations?
Oh, the
Simmons
Agent of Hydra?
Yeah, do you believe that?
I was saying last season that she might be a Hydra sleeper agent, but I think this confirms that she's actually not.
Not exactly. Yeah. Like Phil is center there, right? Kind of thing.
I'm not sure if he did though. I think she might be there trying to work a
cure for
fits because they have more resources.
Right. I don't know. I think I thought that was interesting, but I don't think she's Hydra.
It almost confirms that she's not really.
Yeah, they
wouldn't give you that in a preview
right,
if she was.
Right. Also, it's kind of weird that Hydra has their little logo on the back of their collar. almost like a Juicy Couture thing. I thought that was kind of
On their
odd, you know.
butts.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I thought that was a bit
They're
odd.
fashion forward.
But yeah, no, it was cool. I liked the scene with was it Mac working with Fitz?
That was great. Fitzmac.
Yeah, is that what they're going to be now?
I don't know.
Mac Fitz.
Oh.
McFitz.
Interesting with the Mac and the whole Fitz and the Scottish thing. You know, maybe they're going to.
I liked
Maybe
how
it's going to be like a Douglock thing.
I don't think so.
I liked
Cypher.
how
Master
how-
Blast.
I liked how Ghost Simmons was actually very like taken with Mac.
Well,
It's like,
yeah,
you know.
we've seen hints of that before
Yeah.
with Simmons, right?
Yeah.
So, excuse me, I'm going to adjust my mic here a
But,
little bit. There we
yeah.
go.
Also, wasn't it kind of interesting? I mean, I don't know if this is. I mean, Fitz is pretty smart in his own right, but there was a certain moment in there where he was using Simmons to problem shoot biotech implications in that episode,
Yeah.
hinting that he might actually be able to pull Simmons' own knowledge out of the ghost Simmons.
Yeah, like almost like he has complete consciousness of what she knows. Kind of thing. Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting idea.
Well, I mean, I think I always kind of got the feeling that of the two of them, he was sort of the more rounded, but less socially like she was very specialized and but a little bit more. I mean, he's a weird dude. I've always liked his performance. I don't want to see him
They were my favorite
do
part of
this
the
Charlie Gordon thing all season long. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to see it. I would like to see him get well sooner than later.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get really annoying. I mean, it reminds me of.
It's very good right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's great right now, but I just.
But yeah, you can tell
word
it's
to the
gonna-
wise, don't drag it on like they do. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched Homicide, but
No.
Andre Braugher was one of the best things to watch on that show, and then his character had a stroke, and
Yeah.
it was like I can't have coffee anymore, and it was just like every
Ugh.
episode, and you're just like, dude, come on, man, just write him off or bring him back when he's better.
Yeah. Well, you could see he's making strides.
Yeah.
Even in the second, and then with Mac, he was like had someone there, and he was kind of coming out of it and getting into it. So you can tell that when Simmons comes back and they figure that out, it's gonna he's gonna be happy, and it's really. I think that's gonna be like the spark.
This is a Whedon show, so
that
happiness is.
brings him back.
I was very surprised that Ward did not make an appearance on this episode.
He's probably going to be, in timeout for a while.
Well, my question is: Are they going to keep the Ward character, or are they
Yeah,
going
because
to redeem him and kill him?
it seems
or?
like Hunter might be taking over his role.
Well, isn't that what I said to you? I said this to LTG. I said, this is annoying because they're just feeling like Tripp doesn't replace Ward, so that they're adding this guy. Not a fan of the Hunter character.
I like it.
It's too cliche. It's too the mercenary with a heart of gold kind of thing. It's just I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
move
he's
on
not-
from that.
Seems a little rushed, also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it.
I mean, I'll give it time, but it just seems like
No,
they
they
just,
have a minute.
It came out of nowhere and kind of rushed them along.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they also did kill off his whole team.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Or did they?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Who knows? Lucy Lawless might be Medusa of the Inhuman Royal Family.
Well,
She's gonna come out there. Her hair's gonna be all crazy. She's gonna do her thing. Maybe Coulson doesn't wear shoes because maybe he's Gorgon of the Inhuman Royal
can also
Family, and he
see-
has big
You
hooves.
can also see how the season, even in the first two episodes, they were creating foils for. I mean, Talbot has become Coulson's foil,
Sure.
and I think Hunter is going to be Ward's foil, because I mean he did betray the team. Also, they kind of gave him a pass super quickly for that, seeing as they've got
That's what I
Ward
mean.
in a prison.
Right. Yeah. But
It's not like he
he betrayed the team to keep to
Yeah.
avenge something.
yeah,
It's
which
a
is
little
something
different.
that Coulson can
Right.
Yeah.
get
know.
down with.
Yeah. I like Tripp, and I don't want to see them move away from Tripp. I like Tripp a lot.
I do think Tripp isn't. I think Nick Blood, who plays Lance Hunter, is a cast regular this season,
Okay.
and I don't think that B.J. Britt is. I think he's a guest star. So
Okay,
I
well,
wouldn't be surprised if
They're gonna kill him.
No, I don't know. I don't.
Maybe
I don't-
he'll be
I
an
don't-
Inhuman. Which one would he be? Karnak.
Lockjaw.
Lockjaw, yeah, there you go.
No.
I hope that's Sky. I hope Sky is Lockjaw, because Lockjaw doesn't speak.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. And you know what? I actually, it's nothing like I don't dislike Chloe Bennett. I didn't dislike her
actually
last
really
year.
like Chloe Bennett.
Everybody had an issue with her last year. I had no issue with her last year. This is a
It's
writing
just a writing
thing. Yeah, it's a
thing, yeah,
writing
it's a
thing
writing
where it's like I shouldn't say it's her performance. It's a writing thing where it's like
Kind of that.
I'm angry. You know, it's just like
Her bangs make her super serious.
yeah, exactly. It's the new Serious Banks guy. I don't know. I didn't think this episode was as good as the season opener, but it's really kind of hard to keep up that pace from that
Yeah.
season opener. That season
It's just a
opener.
continuation.
Yeah, I thought it.
Number
felt-
2 issue.
I thought it felt like it.
Sure. I mean, yeah, but
Next week we have a new arc starting.
Yeah.
yeah. What is? Oh, yeah, with the Simmons thing.
Yeah.
The Simmons thing, and there's also the thing here where May is kind of pushing the limits of disobeying.
Oh yeah, big
Coulson,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
he's gonna have to rein that in.
How long do you think Coulson's going to be director? Just the one season, right? And then
Yeah,
they carry
probably.
back because of the movies and everything.
Yeah, because of the movie. I
Because
did-
how do you do in another Avengers movie?
I heard that Nick Fury is just gonna be having a cameo in Avengers 2.
So does that mean that Coulson is going to be the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
In Avengers 2, I
Yeah,
believe
okay.
he is.
Okay, cool. I do almost want them to have some sort of nod to Stark at some point.
Yeah, you would think they. I mean, Maria Hill is working for Stark.
Yeah,
Industries
but I mean,
now,
I
so
think at some
she's
point,
probably gonna pop up this.
at
season.
some point, if you're Phil Coulson, you have no resources.
Yeah,
And-
why not call Tony?
Well, the thing is, he thinks you're dead.
Ah,
but the fact is,
why? Why not just tell him now?
You got along with him. Why not contact him? Let him know what happened, and you've got unlimited resources. Because I know it's been confirmed that in Avengers 2, Stark is bankrolling Avengers.
Yeah.
Right. So S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be a non-entity for the most part in Avengers 2.
Yeah, you would think.
So I just there's little plot issues. I mean, obviously it's the second episode. I shouldn't be complaining, but I want the movies and more of the show to come out so fast. I just want to see
Yeah,
it
that's
all.
another problem too. Watching it week to week.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, not as brutal as Gotham, but
Yeah. Before we get to Gotham too, I just want to also touch on Reyna in this episode.
yes.
Very interesting stuff going on with Reyna, I thought. I thought last season that it was possible that she and Skye might be sisters,
Right.
and now I'm even more thinking that they might be half sisters.
Well, they're related in some way, either
Yeah.
specially or something else. Which, once again, the Inhuman thing is a
yeah,
possibility.
it's a possibility.
But
The way that Kyle MacLachlan keeps referring to her as my daughter.
yes, but that makes me. I think at some point it would be bring me your sister.
Yeah, but I think that's because he's not her father.
That doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that they're.
So he never calls her.
Yeah, but I still think it would be. I think it would be. I think if it turns out that they are sisters, the fact that he says my daughter, I think it's a bit cheap. I think that's cheating a little bit. But I see what you're saying, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. But But Reyna. You know what? I didn't even realize until a friend pointed it out that was the actress who plays Reyna. That's Astrid from Fringe.
Is it? I don't.
Is
think
that
it
Astrid from
No,
Fringe?
it's not.
Okay, good, because that would have driven me nuts.
That would, yeah.
No, not
No.
Astrid. Not Astrid. She was on. What was it? She was on Fringe. She was on an episode of Fringe. Was she not?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
We'll get a.
No, her performance is so interesting. That the way she
Ruth
draws,
Negga.
the way
Nega.
that's troublesome.
That's very troublesome.
Yeah,
She's Irish. That's interesting.
Really?
Yes.
Her performance is really interesting. I don't know what to make of her yet. A straight villain.
I don't know. I always
Anti-hero.
got that she might be leaning more to like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Just I'm also really curious about what's going on with herself.
I also saw
Self-involved.
Yeah.
I also
self-centered.
saw
Because
a
when
potential
when
for-
she grabbed the thing that's not an obelisk, she was genuinely shocked at it. She was
Right.
fearful, then she grabbed it. She was like in amazement. So she's obviously looking for answers for herself.
No, she wasn't on Fringe. It doesn't appear.
She didn't do an episode of Fringe?
No, she was on Misfits, which I like that show.
I am not familiar with that. But her performance is really interesting. It's so drawn out and slow, and I don't know. It's a very mysterious performance. It actually works very well for the character.
For the character, it does.
But I was also at the same time kind of annoyed that she showed up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, come on, man, just can we just make it more like for a minute. Just have it be like Crusher Creel, and just have it be like, oh, they're gonna fight it out. But no, it had to be, it had to be.
Raina saves the day.
Yeah, I mean, and then makes off with the not an obelisk, which them calling it the obelisk is as annoying as the constant use of the term undertaking in the first two series. The obelisk, the undertaking. Well, I took part in an undertaking. Yeah, it kind of drove me nuts.
The Undertaker.
Now that of course,
Vacation Taker.
that of course is happening this week. Is Flash and Arrow, which I'm pretty excited about.
Switch over to DC talk now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about the other Marvel news?
What Marvel is?
The
Deadpool
other,
movie?
The other. Oh, sure. No. Who is it that? I was going to make a joke. Never mind. I was going to talk about casting for Doctor Strange, but I'll get into that when the time.
Oh
is
boy,
right.
we spent like 4 hours talking
I still
about that the other
think
week.
it's. I still think it's. I still think it should be David Tennant, but whatever.
Alexis Denisoff.
Well, sure.
Feel free to comment below on the YouTube page or
Haley
Facebook
Joel
page or
Osment.
whatever it is,
Nailed
what
it.
you think
Nailed it.
would be the best Strange casting.
So yeah, let's
Martin Lawrence. Done.
Okay.
Yeah. So Gotham, guys.
Yeah.
What did you think about Gotham?
Well, I'll give it this. I thought it was better than the pilot. I thought simply not having to cram so many characters into one episode was a good thing. I didn't really get why the episode was called Selena Kyle.
Or why the series is
And
called
then,
Gotham.
the first 20 minutes of the episode really had nothing to do with Selena Kyle.
I also think it's funny that it was called Selena Kyle, and every time she was referred to as Selena, she very quickly corrected everybody. Cat.
Yeah.
Cat. How cute.
Because she's
Yeah,
going to
that's
be
like-
Catwoman.
Yeah, we
She
get it.
is not.
Shut your mouth.
You're crazy.
Yeah, that's much like the Riddler.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudging from.
Yeah, and this thing
From
where they're going to
Gotham.
throw in a Joker
I heard that.
reference every episode
yeah.
is annoying.
Yeah.
So you remember how, guys, last week I said I will give Gotham the entire season. I have to do that.
Mhm.
No, I'm going to give them 2 more episodes to not annoy me, and to put on compelling television, and otherwise I'm not going to watch anymore. I'll watch it all at the end. I'll glut myself on it if I can stand to. What was that?
I don't know.
Was that a growler?
I don't
Another
think
growler?
so.
No, seriously, I know, Justin, I know you said that you thought it was better than the pilot. Now, you're coming from this from a very fan perspective, and if I do that, I would be the same way. I'd be like, you know what, it's a comic book show, I'm going to watch it no matter what. But here's the deal. As a television show, it is the Drek night. It is just boring. It is a boring show. It is a lame facsimile of a police procedural. There is very little going on that interests me. There's no attention to detail on any of the actual cases. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
well,
only 2
that's the
episodes in.
thing. It's not even really a procedural.
It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing but an advertising for what may come in the future.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
we may do this in the future.
Well,
guys.
it's
You should keep
Smallville.
watching. Smallville had episodes. Smallville had
but
episodes.
Smallville was a teen soap.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of Smallville,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
So
it's
I mean,
not-
there you go. There's another revelation right there. But I just don't think Gotham is a well-written show, and I
No, it's
apologize to
definitely
the
not.
writers, and I apologize. I think that they have taken on a monumental task. I think it would have been an interesting miniseries. And then you
I
could
think it's
chop
also
up.
suffering from the fact that it doesn't seem to have a lot of comic writers involved in it.
No, it's got like I don't know. I don't know. It's
I think that's a reason
very
why
upsetting show.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does succeed a lot of times, and why their tone is so spot on is because they have a lot of people from comics involved. Arrow, as well, has a lot of comic book writers on their staff.
Right. Yeah. And that's
I think that helps a lot.
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing because
The-
they have
If you can thread the needle, if you can get it between the wickets on being comic book camp,
yeah.
and listen, even the best, Frank Miller, Alan, it's all camp. I mean, even the best stuff has still got a camp element to it. It's going to because of the nature of the medium. If you're talking about capes,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
and if you can thread the needle between that and great TV writing that has a sense of humor about itself, if you can do that, you're great. And I
Yeah.
think that there are some comic book writers who can do it. I think there are some TV writers who can do it.
Yeah.
But if you can write both, oh man,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I just feel like Gotham has oh god, I can't, I don't care about Gordon anymore. Was anyone else hearing music?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. Yeah.
What is that?
It sounds
Mhm.
like Sports Center.
They're
or
coming
something.
for us. I want to check out what that is, guys. I think we're experiencing some interference. You guys keep going. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean he is correct. I was watching S.H.I.E.L.D. just last night, and I like to pay attention to the credits, and two names popped up that I recognized. I didn't know where I recognized the names from, so I googled them, and it turns out they're formerly writers on Lost, which was one of my favorite shows in recent history.
Didn't know that.
And yeah, I didn't know that either. I mean, it makes sense because the Brian K. Vaughan connection. Whedon and Brian Vaughan were good friends, and Brian Vaughan was the executive story editor on Lost for a number of seasons, and so yeah, it might be through there that these guys all know each other. And, but yeah, I was
Possibly. Yeah.
I did think in Gotham that the villains this week were pretty creepy. Good casting on them too, with Frank Whaley and what's her name?
I don't know.
That indie darling actress who played the woman who was abducting all the children.
Yeah, I know the character. I don't know who the actress is.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it's just part of the problem I have with the TV show as it is it's just another mini story within all the other mini stories that are going on. It's nothing really prevalent. It's nothing really to focus on. I wasn't really interested in it. Other than that, it's introducing a new villain.
Yeah.
Which they have no shortage of.
Well, they didn't even introduce the villain that they were introducing this week. Like those people were working for Dollmaker,
Yeah.
who's also a villain. We were joking last week that they're going to have to dip into the villain's arrows already used, and they did that in the second episode. Yeah, what is her name?
You guys all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah. It's almost like
Lily Taylor is her
Okay.
name.
Oh yeah, Lily Taylor.
It's
Hi,
like
guys. Lily Taylor. It was weird to see her. I was surprised by
Yeah,
that.
I was surprised by that casting and Frank Whaley. Like they
Yeah.
played characters that didn't. They just seemed like henchmen.
Is that the guy from Swing Kids?
No, it's the guy from what's that? The movie with Jennifer Connelly where they get stuck in the department store.
Yeah, Swing Kids.
Oh, no,
No.
Oh, House of Sand and Fog.
No.
No, it wasn't that one.
Career opportunities.
Career opportunities.
I know my J-Con film.
Mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Mannequin.
not Mannequin. Career Opportunities. Mannequin was with what's his name?
Shawshank 2.
Martin
Pacific
Short's older
Blue.
brother.
Whoa, what? Martin Short?
Who's the guy in Mannequin? He reminds
In
me of
Ramekin.
Mannequin reminds me of Martin Short.
The guy from Designing Women?
No, Mannequin.
Meshack Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
passed
once
away.
again, we're coming back to what I mentioned last week, is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Designing Women adaptation Marvel Comics is doing. I'm very excited about it. The Sugar Baker Women.
It'll be very
It's
exciting.
going to be good. I heard you mention Lost.
Yeah.
What show shares writers with Lost?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's 2 writers.
Oh no. Well, that means that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to end really weirdly without. I'm
In a
kidding.
church.
Yeah, whatever. Mr. Linus.
Coulson was dead the whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
Spoilers.
Yeah. By the way, guys, this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. The others are the Inhumans.
Oh, boy.
No, I think the Gotham thing. Back to the Gotham thing. I don't get it. And the way it ended too. It's like, I saw the Wayne murders, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And
then she said she saw exactly who it was.
Yeah,
The
he
guy
was
was
in a
wearing
mask.
like a whole. Yeah. How would she
Yeah,
know?
did she follow him?
Yeah. Maybe she saw him earlier.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's
very.
It was,
poorly established.
and she could of course be lying. She is a
Yeah.
street urchin, but the fact is, she's an artful dodger. But the fact is, she, then just the way it ends with the melodrama and Gordon looks at her and then the Gotham comes rushing at you on the screen.
It's confusing.
Just it puts the ham in Gotham. It's just really.
It really does. That
I mean,
should be the. That
for
should be the
comic people,
tagline.
you do know what's happening because you know the names and you know the setting and everything. But even if you follow it, it's like at this point, what is Gotham about? What is the show about?
Yeah,
You're
that's
getting
true.
pulled in so many different directions. It's like DC's version of the Sinister Six movie. It's like extremely villain heavy, and then you have Penguin's own miniseries
Yeah.
going on within the show.
I don't get that at all.
Well, but it makes sense. Like I said, Falcone should be the main boss. It should be about Penguin's rise to power. Obviously, what they're doing is they had to create a villain that is Jim Gordon's nemesis. That's Fish Mooney, right? So the show or the season, either the show or the season, will end with him taking her down, maybe for Falcone and putting Penguin in power, something like that. That's
Yeah.
what I'm guessing. But the fact is, it's so muddled, and now, of course, and I keep using the word muddled for Gotham, but the other thing is they very clearly now, stylized wise, they made it very clear that it's new, that it's modern.
Yeah.
The vehicle that the frat boys are in, and
Yeah.
the cell phones and everything else, and that just annoyed me,
Yeah.
because the one saving grace for this show would have been if they had put it in the past or done something
Yeah.
interesting.
It was that weird moment where like Bruce Wayne was listening to the like that thrash metal music or whatever.
Yeah, what moment I did like? The moment I did like was Alfred flipping out on him and then hugging him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I was gonna talk about that. I like
he's-
this version of Alfred for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
He's more human. He's like prone to be human. He's prone to have all this stuff thrown in his lap, and he's reacting to
He's
it.
more likely an ex-member of the RAF.
Yeah.
He's a bit tougher. He's a bit, and you could see how he's going to try to maybe dissuade Bruce from his path, but then go on with it.
That's a version of the character that's been used a lot, actually, very recently.
Oh yeah.
But
So they're
when
taking from
are
that.
they going to bring
That's cool.
in? Are they
I
going
like
to
that.
bring in Aunt Harriet from the TV show from the '60s?
Oh.
Because I think
God,
Aunt
I
Harriet,
hope so.
I think that'd be great. She's always having teas and socials. I think that's exactly what young Master Bruce needs. But the other thing, though, what happened with the Alfred interaction was it made me very aware of something that doesn't work with Gotham, and I think this is what is making me uneasy the whole time. Jim Gordon is a cop. He is first of all, he's the only good cop.
The only one. There's
He's the
only one.
I mean, that's ridiculous. So he's a cop.
What about Montoya and Allen?
Who knows?
They seem to be pretty good.
Well, Montoya's got some dirty past, obviously, with Barbara and everything else, and question is how dirty.
Mhm.
But no, the thing is, you have
good kind
You
of
have
dirty.
the one good cop routine, right? Okay,
Yeah.
at least in the regular department. Let's leave major crimes unit out of it. So he's the one good cop. He's a by the books cop, right? And the thing is, I have a problem with the fact that he's so involved with Bruce's life
already.
Yeah. Because
He's like a surrogate father in episode 2.
And I don't think Bruce,
like Alfred's calling him in.
I don't think it
for the
makes
assist.
sense that a kid exposed to the Jim Gordon we're seeing would become Batman. It's kind of odd, you know. I think, you know, if anything, they would end this series as enemies. You know, it's just
I could see it going that direction, though.
Yeah,
well, it
could.
better go in some
Gordon
direction.
might have a fall.
That's
from
the
grace or
thing. They
something.
need a direction.
Who's the showrunner on?
I don't know about the showrunner. I know Bruno Heller, who created Rome and The Mentalist, is like the developer.
Okay. By the way, the name of the actor from The Mentalist, I can't remember his name right now.
I know the character.
He's Australian, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Dye his hair black, great Doctor Strange. Just want to throw that out there.
In case any casting.
Why doesn't
directors
Gotham
listening.
go like the CSI route, like Gotham MCU? That would make
yeah. Well,
frame
that's
it
the
in
thing.
that way
Major
would make
Crimes.
more sense.
Major Crimes is a unit, and
Yeah.
like Montoya and Allen work for them, but we haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
maybe that will be the direction of the show eventually. Maybe you know, we'll move upstairs eventually.
I don't know if you've been, Justin. I don't know if you've been looking at any of the reviews.
No.
They have not been kind to
No.
Gotham, and
The ratings are doing well.
Well, of course the ratings are doing well
Yeah.
because people think it's Batman.
Yeah.
And it's
actually the exact opposite of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting pretty good pretty good reviews, but they're at an all-time low in their ratings.
how did the season premiere do?
I don't know. I can look into that.
Because I would think that it would have done fairly well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's over a 2 share, probably. But this
I know it
this
got
week
great ratings
was
across the board.
1.8.
That's all that really matters.
You mean reviews?
No,
Yeah, reviews. Sorry.
Reviews, okay. Well, the sad thing is, Lawrence, that's not all that really matters.
No, yeah, that's actually
There are many
Actually
shows that are
matters.
proof of that,
Yeah.
going back as far as I can think to like American Gothic on
I
CBS.
should say that it matters to me.
Well, of course it matters, but I would like to see them continue to
Yeah,
make
I would.
these
Yeah,
shows.
I would like
think
them
they
to
will.
not get canceled.
Nah.
I don't know. I feel like there are. Oh God! Can you imagine if they were to cancel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And then renew Gotham.
I mean,
Oh, they're going to renew Gotham. I'm actually kind of surprised that they haven't already renewed it.
I do. And one other thing about Gotham, though, I will say I do like Donald Logue.
I've always liked
And I
Donald Logue.
kind of wish the show was about Harvey Bullock.
Yeah, he was on a show called Terriers several years ago. It only had one season.
Right.
That was a great show.
Right. And of course, his captivating work as the MTV cab driver.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember those bumps. Those were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But no, I've always been a fan of Donald Logue, and I think he's a perfect choice for for Bullock. I don't know if you saw him on Copper, where he was the Tammany Hall, the corrupt political boss.
yes.
He's good at playing dirty, and I'd like to see it. Question for you. Now I know in this episode, he grabs Gordon and he says, "It wasn't that long ago you put a man in the river," right?
Mhm.
I was disappointed by that because I kind of wanted the attaboy thing to be because he actually knew Gordon didn't kill him. I kind of wanted it to be that, you know, because I think if they really want to develop the relationship between those two characters, I think one of the reasons Bullock has to have beef with Gordon is he sees what he should have been in his partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because you know it would be very true to the route the character is taken in the comic books, which is, you know, Bullock has become a more heroic character.
Yeah, over time.
And I want to see that happen with Donald
I'm
Logue.
sure that. Yeah.
I mean, he risked himself. He went to go save him in the pilot.
We're gonna have to get a Bullock heavy, like a Bullock centric episode
Yeah.
very soon. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the tack that they take.
Well, I think it's the best way to get the show moving.
Yes.
Because the if you have two partners, TV's about character, right? So
Mhm.
can we get some character? Can we have these two characters? Can we see what's going on with them? You know, I don't know. Very, very.
Can we get more Riddler?
Can we get more Riddler?
No, I'm kidding. I don't want to do more Riddler.
So what else?
Yeah.
I'll just talk about what's coming this week.
Oh yes, Flash.
Yep. And Arrow, right?
Yeah.
Cool. 3rd season of Arrow.
How are you doing on catching up with?
I'm close. I'm almost finishing the 1st season. I'll be ready. I'm just gonna binge watch.
That's 26 episodes left.
We'll do it. I've done it
Binge it.
before.
All right. You're going to be surprised by some of the things that happen when you watch it, but you'll enjoy it. I'm excited to hear your take on it. There's a couple of big shockers that happen. I hope you're not allowing yourself any spoilers going forward, because there's some big shockers that happen in Arrow.
Cool.
Flash, I'm very excited about.
I'm very excited. I think that's going to be the
I've
one.
actually seen the pilot.
I think that could be the one that beats them all.
Yeah.
In terms of my personal taste.
I've always liked that.
I think that could be the show that I enjoy the most.
You're saying that Flash might be the strongest one there is? Because I have an issue with that.
In
statement.
shows, yes.
Okay, all right, I got
In
it.
terms of the comic-based shows, I think
Better than S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think so.
Interesting.
Which is hard for me to say because I make mine.
Marvel, yeah. Well, I don't know. Flash premieres on Tuesday?
I just like the
Tuesday.
trailer. It
And
just
Arrow
looked great.
on Wednesday.
It had a movie quality to it, and it had some lighthearted moments. It had some serious moments.
The tone is really spot on for the Flash.
Well, it's odd though, because the tone they took with Arrow.
With Arrow is Batman.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember when I was like, I'd heard about Arrow, and I'd kind of always made fun of it, like, oh yeah, Arrow, whatever, CW show, you know.
Yeah.
Where's the boxing glove Arrow?
Yeah, and then I remember, my exposure to it was, I said, you know what, I'm going to check it out, and I went on Netflix and I watched it, and I watched that first episode, and I literally, my jaw was just hanging open. I was like,
It feels a little like DCAU or something.
well, he's brutal.
He's killing
Yeah,
people.
he's, what did he tell you? He told me I'm going to kill you. You know, just like
You failed this city.
Yeah, just that no one can know my secret, and like, just crazy.
Yeah, and then I kill people because it's necessary.
Yeah.
So he's all good with it. He's like, I'm going to kill you because you deserve to die.
The thing that is interesting about that, now Flash will obviously take a lighter tone because it's the Flash.
It's the Flash.
But the thing that's interesting about that is you have basically just proven with the first season of Arrow. I'm not going to talk about the second season in front of LTG, but you've just proven with that first season of Arrow that you can do The Punisher as a TV show.
Well,
maybe Netflix.
Yeah,
Netflix
like
series.
I said, if you do it, go with that Netflix route, especially if it does really well.
Right.
Because they're going to be able to get away with things that network TV is
Seems
not
like
going to be able to
they're
get away
living in
with.
that more Marvel Knights territory.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
and
I'm excited.
you can really do some fantastic stuff now. And I wonder if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't on ABC, America's most family-friendly network, if it would
all
be.
Disneyed out.
Yeah.
But I got no complaints about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, I like
No,
it. I think
well,
I think it's a good fit.
Okay, predictions.
Predictions for next week.
For next week, first of all, Gotham. Give me your Gotham predictions, guys. I'm curious what you think.
I don't know. I didn't even actually watch the preview. So
I think it's going to continue doing what it's doing. It's going to continue pulling you in 100 different directions.
Maybe we're going to get Dollmaker.
I'm going to sit there saying,
scenes.
I still don't know what this show's about. I don't know what I should call it. I'm not expecting anything, so I'll be surprised if I'm entertained.
Dollmaker Toyman's brother or nephew
There's
or
something weird. There's something weird about them, or
Well, they said, is there... refresh my memory. Is there a character called Dollmaker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, there you go.
Okay, so no real predictions. Maybe get Donald, maybe all that, whatever. And
I want a Bullock centric episode.
My prediction is they rush the Penguin thing and he comes back to Gotham. Maybe not next episode, but within the next 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction. 8 AOS. Guys, what do you think, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Well, we already touched on Simmons is
Yeah,
going
it's
to
going to be about Simmons.
in Hydra. I don't think she's actually going to be evil.
Does she
however.
come back to the team at the end of it?
I don't know. I think if you've got someone on the
You
inside
don't have
of
to
Hydra,
be evil to be part of Hydra. Also.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
Look at Spider.
But I think if you've got someone on your team on the inside, I
Yeah.
think you keep them there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Coulson did not put her up to it. I don't think she's undercover for S.H.I.E.L.D.
You don't think so?
I like the
I don't
idea
think
that she's
looking
she's
for-
running out of
yeah.
options and she's using the resources of Hydra. That's
Right.
Yeah. That
Okay.
makes more sense.
Okay, that works for me. And
could be wrong.
Any Arrow predictions? You obviously
Ooh.
you will speak guardedly around Lawrence, but
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect from this season of Arrow. I mean, they kind of wrapped everything up with like nice little
yeah,
bow
with
last
Slade,
season.
yeah.
and
yeah.
with, like saying goodbye to
Well, I think it's
to
going to be.
Sarah.
I think it's going to be Waller. I think it's all going to be Waller.
yeah, Suicide.
Amanda
Oh,
Waller.
because she's in Hong Kong.
Yeah, so I think it's all going to be an Amanda Waller season, and then the other.
Ra's al Ghul is.
Yeah, well, I know
That's
that.
the
I
big
know
one.
that, but I mean, you know, the flashback stuff
Yeah,
is going to
yeah.
be all Waller, and then of course we have.
I will say this. I just finished the part where they reveal the Huntress.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Terrible.
Yeah,
I can
Yeah,
speak
that was-
into the mic.
that was
one of
when I
the
felt they
lowest.
jumped the shark,
Yeah.
and they come back from it.
At first, when I heard her name, I was like, "Oh, cool!
Awesome.
That's gonna be the Huntress.
No,
That's
no.
pretty cool." And then exactly, I went, "No."
I think
the actress
that's-
is terrible. The writing's terrible. It was bad.
I think that's pretty much universally the feeling of fans of the show that was a bad era
and I even
of the
felt
show.
that the actor who plays Green Arrow was kind of cringing in his scenes. He
Yeah.
even seemed
He was
uncomfortable.
supposed to fall in love
So
with her
bad.
like
You don't
like
believe
over
it.
the course of like a
Oh,
night.
it's just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so bad. And like who? Anyway, I don't want to waste more time going into that, but we can
Well, yeah,
review
that was just
when
a,
we talk
that was
about
just a
Arrow
way they
season
were trying
3,
to
but
rush in the Birds
so
of Prey
bad. And
stuff.
talk about rush.
They should have spent a lot more time developing the Birds of Prey.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Well,
Yeah.
what about?
I didn't buy a single moment of her butt kicking.
Are there any Flash predictions?
I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna knock it out of the park.
I've already seen it. It is good. I'm looking forward more to seeing
Do
more
they-
than just the pilot.
Do they set up a season? Don't tell me who it is, but do they set up the season villain?
I thought it was Weather Wizard or
A
whatever.
little bit, but no.
Is it Weather Wizard?
No,
Well,
it's
and
not Weather.
who's the guy in the trailer?
Weather Wizard is the villain in the pilot. Right? He's not like the overarching villain.
Yeah,
Oh
'cause
no!
I-
I thought. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought
You'll
that's who
see.
you meant for
Yeah,
the
You'll see.
because
pilot.
I heard now the actor who played the
Awesome.
old Flash show guy.
He's the
plays
father.
The father,
That's
right?
what
Yeah.
John Wesley Shipp.
Okay, very cool. Yeah.
From
From Guiding Light. That's how
Yeah.
I remember him, but no one else does.
And
I
what's
think
the,
he was the
what's
dad
the,
on Dawson's Creek.
What's the
too.
name of the villain? That's the yellow suited Flash.
Professor Zoom.
I think that's awesome. That's part of it.
Yeah.
So cool. And
Right.
that's when I saw that, I was like, this is gonna be really cool because that's a great
Yeah.
villain.
Any trickster? Is there going to be any trickster?
I think so.
Is
I
it-
don't know. They've cast a lot of
Get Mark
rogues
Hamill. Get
already.
Mark Hamill. to do it.
Again.
I don't care.
Bring him
I
back.
He's
don't
busy
care.
right now.
I
Yeah,
don't
he's super
care.
busy right
Ah,
now.
come on.
He's
Get
busy
him.
being
It can take some
epic
time,
bearded
man.
old Jedi.
Epic Luke, epic bearded Luke. But no, get Trickster in there and find somebody who can do his old performance justice
Yeah.
because it was great.
Pied Piper, Captain
and
Cold. They cast Captain Cold, I believe.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, he has the best rogue gallery, other than Batman and Spider-Man, probably.
Yeah. He's got some really, really goofy people in there. I'm
Yeah.
really excited about it. I don't know how you do Flash without Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, well, they've hinted even in the promotional materials there is like graffiti on the walls that say "Grodd lives."
Are you
and
serious?
stuff. Yeah,
It's cool.
So I don't know. Maybe
Sick.
but how are they gonna do it? I mean, the CGI alone for that is gonna. I mean, it's gonna be.
It's not as expensive as it used
I
to
guess.
be.
I guess that's
It
true.
wasn't
I guess
long
that's
ago
true.
when we were saying, how could they do a movie like Avengers?
Yeah.
How could they do Crusher Creel Absorbing Man? And
True.
yet they did
True,
it.
They did it.
So anyway, all right, cool. Well, guys,
Well, tune in next week and we'll be talking about this.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about a little bit what's going on with the podcast itself.
Mhm.
We just uploaded,
are you on a podcast update?
last podcast. We don't have any artwork up or music, which is what we're planning to do. So we kind of just wanted to get it up there. So bear with us. Like I've mentioned, we're new at this. We're just getting it up. So stay with us. We're gonna keep
Proof that we're
evolving
new at this is that
we have to
Lawrence
say
and
we're
that
new at
Lawrence
this.
is pounding the desk,
I like this passion.
which I'm sure is maybe
passion.
getting picked up.
It's passion.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be coming. So stay tuned. We have it up on YouTube. We want to make some
We'll get
fan
it on
pages on
iTunes
Twitter
soon,
and
too.
Facebook and all that stuff.
And yeah, you
Maybe
can
one day
follow
our own
along with
website.
us.
What did you say? Sorry.
We're going to have it on iTunes
Yeah.
soon too, so you can.
So for now,
follow us
subscribe, please,
wherever you
comment,
choose.
thumbs up, thumbs down if you disagree. Don't be afraid. Tell us why. And feel free to comment as much as you like. The more you guys interact with us, the more we can keep this going and answer questions. And
Answer questions.
sure, I'm sure people have questions.
Like what?
You know,
if,
this
like,
isn't,
Maybe
like
we
I
can
said,
get
this
some
isn't just
callers.
for the people with comic knowledge. This is also for people who want to know, who want to try to get into this, and who have questions about comics and about the TV shows.
Do you think that?
Because I know a lot of people who have a lot of questions about it, and they ask, and I
Well,
say,
yeah.
listen to the podcast.
No, I
So-
mean it's funny watching the shows with somebody. You know, oh my, you know, they ask me, oh my God, is that going to be? I'm like, just watch.
Yeah. Or for
Yeah.
the people who are getting into it because of the movies and they want to
Yeah.
get into it and they want to understand what's going on, they want to just, be a part of it.
Yeah.
This is the time.
I'm excited about the Herculoids movie that's coming out. That's going to be good.
I didn't hear
I'm
about
really
that.
excited about the Herculoids.
Animal
And
Lives.
the Space Ghost, of course. Very excited about those. Yeah.
All right.
I wish. All right, guys.
Well,
so-
yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll be talking about a lot more.
Yep. So
And,
what, now 4 shows we're going to be covering next week?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Woo-hoo.
So
Woo chow.
I just want to get Lawrence to say Juggernaut one time. Can you say Juggernaut?
Juggernaut crotch!
okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we got. That's all we got for right now. Join us next week.
Yeah. See you
All right.
next week, guys.
Bye.
And ladies.